Hey, Delaware. Welcome back to That Delaware podcast. We are super excited this week to get into some things. But as always, we are going to kind of recap our weekend. And I personally am super excited to tell a story that happened to me this weekend. I had already texted the girls over the weekend, but my clients had offered me some furniture and went over there on Saturday to pick it up for a family member. And while I was there, she had told me that she had some gifts for me that she was going to wait until closing to give to me. But she could not wait because so little backstory. I had given her a birthday present and it was the day before. And she didn't say anything about it really. And I was like, I wonder if she liked it.
And this client, I feel like you should mention, it's not like someone you've known for a long time. It's not like a good friend. It's just
Thank you.
You've been connected with through real estate.
Yeah. So, and we've like really connected. Like I've only known her for what, like a month? And we've really connected. Just in like different conversations have gotten really deep with us. And so she goes to give me this gift and she goes, "It's crazy. You got two of the same things for me that I got you." And I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
And so as I'm opening them, I'm like completely blown away. This bracelet I got her that came with like this saying about like strength and like overcoming things. And then this like glass heart that says like something about like human sunshine. Like sometimes you meet people in life and they're just like human sunshine.
That is Amber.
Mm-hmm.
They're so specific.
They are so.
It's not like you both went to Lululemon and got like the most popular like waist bag.
Yes.
Getting.
Yes.
This very.
So she's like, "I couldn't even like say anything to you yesterday. I just needed you to like see this in person." She said, "I was just so emotional." And she's like, "I'm telling my husband." And I got emotional, of course, because, you know, typical me. But is that not just crazy? Like, how do you get the same gifts for somebody that you've known a month? And I've said it before, and I'll wrap up this story. And I'll say it again. I continue to have the most amazing clients in this business, and I'm just incredibly grateful for the people that I have met in real estate.
What a great connection.
That was just so wild. So I wanted to share that with you guys. Again.
Love that for you, and I know because gifts are so important, like just the special part of it.
Yeah.
But you do have great clients, and I think that's because you attract the people that are going to appreciate who you are as a person. I feel that way about my clients too. Like I feel like my clients are like the best clients in the business.
Yeah.
It's just because you're attracting those people that are going to appreciate you, and then for all of the times that we don't get a yes, we can remember, like, I got a yes from all of these amazing people. And it's life-giving.
Yeah.
I know you feel that way. We talk about all.
Oh, 100%, 100%. And if we don't, connect with the client, it's like, there's a reason.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Universe works in strange ways.
That's true. It was so cool.
You attract your people for sure.
For sure. And people told me that in the beginning of this business.
You definitely do. Yeah. So this weekend, it was sort of like a chill, laid back weekend, but Violet and I went to the gym together. She usually goes with me, but she'll like go into like the kids area. But this time she was like, "Can I work out with you?" And I was just
How
like,
old is she now?
She's 12.
Oh.
And she's, since both of the kids were 3, they've always been into sports. So they've always been like, that athletic. But she's like, "Can I work out with you?" So we did basically the same workouts together, and I was able to get like a small like snippet of a video, and it just like made my whole day. Because like kids at that age, like my son doesn't let me take pictures of him, and teenagers are like, don't take my picture. But it was so special to me that she allowed me to like take that video of us working out together, and I was just like, I'll have this forever.
She was probably proud.
She's into basketball right now, so she's like, I got to stay fit, I got to stay loose, and she's like doing her own like little workouts in the corner, and I'm like, she's learning that from basketball. Like, I love it.
And she's learning it from you.
Yeah, I love that for you because
Yeah.
I know that's been a tough age and you like really have been trying to connect with her.
Absolutely.
So that's super special. And like working out is your thing.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. It was a good time. Other than that, we cleaned house. That's usually every Sunday we do that. I taught her how to clean baseboards this weekend. So that wow.
Life skills.
She'll have it forever. So yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it.
That's a good weekend.
Yeah, it was a good weekend
Yeah.
for sure.
I know my husband cannot wait because he goes to the gym just like you. Like he needs to go to the gym.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he cannot wait until our girls are old enough to be able to go with him.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And you know what? Is it your brother-in-law? Someone that I always see at the gym at 5 a.m. Or is it, I forget his name. But he remembered me. He was like, you're on the Rosario team. Oh, and I think I messaged you about it.
You're gonna have to tell me.
Somewhere I'm gonna have to get his name. I forget it. He drives a Honda. That felt like
License plate number.
he's like kind of tall, like dark hair, very short hair, slim. Oh,
What kind of energy drinks did he have with him?
You'll have to tell me later.
yeah.
We'll brainstorm.
Yeah.
Kristen, what are we getting into today? What's our topics?
So I guess we're gonna start with, because it's starting to get warm, where are we all looking forward to most? Like once the weather breaks, like getting outside and doing something.
Once we have that first like 60, 70 degree day.
Yes. Oh, I cannot wait.
Cannot wait.
I'm over the winter.
I know that I am very excited to get my kids outside. I am not into like going. I mean, we do go to like museums and stuff in the winter, but it's like germ factories.
Absolutely.
I much prefer outdoor activities for lots of reasons, but we're very stir crazy. And there's a few places that we go to in the spring that are not necessarily like right in Delaware, but they're just like really nice, like morning little road trips. We like going to the Plumpton Park Zoo in Maryland. It's like right in Elkton or like right outside of Elkton. And also Milburn Orchards has a lot of fun stuff going on in the spring.
I was forget about them in the spring.
Yeah, they have a big like Easter festival. My kids actually call it the Easter Farm.
Aw.
Yeah, so I feel like that's been, for the past few years, that's always been like our favorite like early spring activities.
Nice.
There's Wilmington Flower Market that'll be coming up.
Always wanted to go there.
Arts on the Green and Amber's favorite, Old Newcastle.
Yeah.
That's actually in September. But that is one of my favorite things. I go every year.
I have never been.
Oh my God. You'll have to go this year. Yeah. But Battery Park in general has a ton of stuff to do throughout like the spring and summer. And they have like music in the park once spring hits, or maybe it's closer to summer. And they have like a whole stage set up there. And I think it's Wednesday nights where they have performances.
Old Newcastle does have something in the spring. I remember going last year. I feel like it's like a book festival. Or something.
There are
There's, like,
like
an art-
different
yeah.
like festivals. Well, I don't know if it's a festival, but there are different things going on.
That's
in the
also
spring.
beautiful in the early spring now because everything is like so green and lush there, and you have all those like really old trees.
Yeah, and Battery Park's just a good park to go and hang out, take a walk, have a picnic, and let the kids play on the new playground.
They have a trail too that goes all the way to the Wilmington riverfront.
The Jack Markell Trail.
Yeah. Maybe I'll run that when it gets nicer.
Have you ever,
Like it
have you ever been to the? It actually goes way further than Battery Park. You could take it all the way down,
to Wilmington.
but it goes from Wilmington past Battery Park, I think, to like somewhere in the middle of it's long. It goes past,
Oh, I didn't know
I
that.
think, maybe they're like putting an extension on it. But have you ever been to the Wilmington section? It's really cool. There's some cool like sculptures and stuff that you can climb on. They really made it nice.
Yeah.
I want to bike it. That's on my to-do list.
I just got a bike. It's ready for spring.
There you go.
What about you, Kristen?
So we will definitely be hitting up the Chesapeake Inn as a family. We love it there. I remember Farmer
Carl.
Farmer Carl.
My boy, shout out Farmer Carl.
Doesn't he do goat yoga?
Yeah.
I feel like that would be so fun. And he's going to do an Easter egg hunt
Yes. Okay, we're
I heard
totally doing goat yoga
at Ramsey's farm.
At Ramsey's
Like, that'll
farm.
be fun.
Farmer Carl, we're coming for you.
That sounds like so much fun. I've heard of it.
Oh, we're totally doing that.
Those goats are so cute.
A lot of people don't realize this about Ramsey's, but they're cool with you coming to like walk the property. So when it starts getting like nice out, if you're looking to like spend time outdoors, but you don't feel like paying a ton for activities, like you can just go. The playground is open. You can walk the property. They're very like dog friendly. You could take
I
your
didn't
dog
know that.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
I guess I would feel like I'm, trespassing.
They have their little like farmers market in the front.
Oh, yeah.
Just drive up the driveway, and they have some like kids activities, and then they have like a small area for berry picking in the summer.
Oh, nice.
But then the rest of the property is just like open.
I love that. So our go-tos usually are like Chesapeake or Schaefer's, like when it gets nice, like right on the water, get something to eat, have a drink. And then if you want to go a little bit further, Dover, go to the Rail House. The Rail House is awesome because it's like inside, outside. And if you have kids, it's great because there's like a bunch of activities for them. So you're hanging outside. You can have, they have beer flights. They have really great food. And then like the kids can just run and you're not like, hey, like they're just right there.
And they prefer that rather than making them sit through an entire dinner.
Yeah.
I think they really.
And we prefer that. Like, I don't want to yell. I say that to Austin all the time. I'm like, I don't want to yell. I don't want to ask you 5 times. So go.
There's that other place in Middletown, Crooked Hammock.
Oh, yeah.
In there. The outside area.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Crooked hammock is nice.
I like Big Oyster Brewing at the beach.
Yes.
Same deal. Playground, cornhole, Connect Four. Why do kids love that Connect Four? Like none of them know how to play it. I feel like little kids love just like letting the pieces fall down.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I was in the middle of the game. Thank you very much.
How about you, Amanda?
When the weather breaks, definitely being able to run outside. Like the last few months, it's just been, the gym because we're below freezing temperatures, but something about hitting the pavement and just being outside in the elements and running, that's like my favorite part. So, and then of course, spring sports is coming up and that'll be fun. We're outdoorsy people. We love to be outside. So having to like stay inside all the time, it is a little crazy. So
I saw a reel the other day that made me think of you with your running. And this woman, she said she dresses up like a man, and then she had like a plastic mask on, and she had a big hat, and she ran. She said she's never felt safer.
It's true. So I do have a fake beard if you need it.
I might need it.
Ethan Frost. Please let me borrow that. I ordered it for him and it did not come on time because I'm a procrastinator and I ordered it a little bit late. But I do have it.
I'll totally do it and I'll make a video.
The eyebrows too.
That's a reference to Amber and my Hallmark Christmas movie that we made with Ryan.
The Big Business Christmas.
The Big Business Christmas.
Big Business Christmas.
Check it out
Love
on
love.
our Instagram.
They got
Definitely
so
check
many
it out.
likes
It's so funny.
too. That was such a good video.
Have fun. Yeah, but I love those early spring days where like just everyone just is like smiling. It's like
They're happy to be out again.
it's like there's like a Vanessa Carlton song playing in the background as you're walking around with the cranberries. Just like
Yes.
That's so funny.
yeah.
I just had like visions of You've Got Mail.
Yep.
Yeah. Yes.
I love daisies. They're the friendliest flower.
They are the friendliest flower.
And that's a You Got Mail reference. We
Yes.
did not make that.
Showing our age. Like, what's You've Got Mail? Yeah.
Switching gears a little bit, I saw a post that I sent to you guys on one of the groups. I think it was one of the mom groups. Yes. And this one caught my eye because it had so many comments. I bet you it had over 100 comments.
I think it did.
Backstory on this post, because it was long. I guess this homeowner bought their house 3 years ago, because that stuck out to me. And when they bought the house, they waived inspections to compete because it was a competitive market.
It was very common 3 years ago. Almost
still
universal.
common.
Yeah.
Still very common, guys.
Common, yeah.
I just put a listing on last weekend, and all but 2 waived inspections, and we have maybe 8 offers in hand. So waived inspections, bought 3 years ago, and now I believe has water issues that have arisen, and just very upset about having waived inspections, or maybe it was HVAC. I can't remember what the issue was.
I think it was water issues.
Yeah.
Water issues. And
It was water issues.
And the person that came out said, well, this should have come up in your inspection. You should have known about this. And so now this person's very upset, and the commentary was really vicious about waiving inspections.
She pretty much felt like she was bamboozled by her realtor
Yeah.
and suggesting that they waive inspections.
She felt like she was forced to.
Yeah. And I just wanted to talk this out because I feel like there's a lot of misconceptions out there in general about this specific topic. So getting everybody's feedback on it, because we're in the business. We have clients that waive inspections. We have clients that don't. And it's never our advice to waive an inspection.
Right.
But they do need to understand that if you're in a multiple offer situation and you add contingencies to your offer, every contingency that you add is going to be factored in by that seller. And you as a buyer need to know your leverage, and you have to weigh the pros and the cons of your leverage and how much you want that house. And being educated is by far, like, that's a pet peeve of ours. I know sometimes people might think we over-educate here, our clients, but if you aren't armed with the knowledge to make an educated decision, you might feel bamboozled 3 years in when something comes up.
There's a lot of layers to this issue. And I think that, like, for me, the biggest thing that stuck out was, like, as an agent, this is not my offer. This is not what I want to write. This is me giving you all of the information about what you're walking into and
What your options are.
what your options are based on how badly you want this house and what you're willing to kind of sacrifice, whether it's financial or risks. But, like, I don't know what the situation with this woman's agent was. Like, I don't know what the conversations were leading up to writing this offer. But I would never say, if you want this house, you're going to have to waive inspection. I will say that you can have an inspection in there, but just know that other people are going to write offers likely without inspections. So we're going to have to strengthen your offer in other ways.
Right.
And if you don't have a lot of other options, if you don't have a lot of extra funds to put on the table, or you're not willing to make sacrifices in other areas, waiving inspections might be the way to go. And I was curious kind of what the conversation between this agent and this frustrated client was 3 years ago.
Yeah. And at the end of the day, you're an adult. It's a choice that you yourself make. And, nobody can force you to do anything, right? Just like we were talking about, like, we don't ever say, oh, you have to waive an inspection. And we don't ever recommend that you waive an inspection. We educate you that here's what your competition is doing, and here are, the options that you have. I think also, like, a good point to this specific situation is this was 3 years ago. You are now having water issues.
That could have just come up in the last 3 years. And just because this contractor says this should have come up in inspection doesn't mean that it definitely would have.
Right. And they all
inspection.
And they also said, like, it, if it passed the inspection, like, there is no pass an inspection.
That
There is
language.
no pass.
No
or
two
fail.
inspections are going to be the same.
No. And here's the thing. You can have Inspector Joe and Inspector John come in, and they're going to find different things.
Exactly.
An inspector knows a little bit about a lot. They're not professionals in everything. And so they're going to do their overall examination of the property and provide a report. And it's also, an inspection is educational. This is how this works. It's not like, the point of the inspection is to find major defects or safety issues or minor issues. But also it's educational. So at the end of the day, I always also recommend to get a professional in there to look at certain things. So, and even in the report says, if you get an inspection report, it says have a professional investigate or, evaluate the HVAC, could only access, this item to this point, have a professional evaluate. There are tons of that language in the inspection report. And I will say, regardless, I don't care what the inspector says. I always tell my clients, electrical issues to me are huge. Like that's a major safety thing. So always, no matter what, get an electrician in there to take a look at things.
There are
If you
ways.
waived them.
Yeah.
Even if you haven't.
Well, there are ways to do that where it's above board. You don't want to be like sneaky, but like I actually won.
Don't give away all of our secrets.
I'm not gonna, but we knew that there were offers that were going to waive inspections, but we did have I did observe knob and tube wiring. Just having seen it in the past and knowing what an issue it can be. And so we waived inspection. We weren't asking for any money for any repairs. They knew that was not something that was going to be happening. But we wrote the offer pending a satisfactory walkthrough with an electrician so that if the electrician said this is a problem, we had an out. So I don't think that's giving away secrets, but there are ways.
No, I didn't know what you were going to say.
I think I know what she was.
I don't know what you were going to say.
We do.
Because we have secrets.
There are lots of ways to make sure that you are getting a safe, secure, sound home without putting too many contingencies into your offer.
Well, and I think just in general too, I know for me personally, always have to just kind of expect the unexpected. I mean, every time it rains, I'm running around the house checking for leaks just because
There's always a potential risk.
Yeah.
The homeowner, it just comes with the territory.
Absolutely. You have to maintain the property and issues are going to arise. I can tell you that these past couple of years, I personally, as a homeowner and as someone who communicates with past clients, we've had issues with our property where we've taken on more water than we usually have. Our whole basement flooded.
I remember that.
And it's because Delaware has gotten so much rainfall these past couple of years. I've had people that have finished basements that have never had their basement flood, and their basement has flooded. So, things change. And as a homeowner, you need to keep up with your drainage, honestly, is one of the most important things. And they will tell you that, in the inspection. Some of these things with water issues are very easily avoided.
Grading.
It's the grading, up against the house, and then also just your downspouts. Make sure your gutters are clean, and your downspouts are pushing the water away from your house. So just those are easy tips, but things change. 3 years later, if you're having water issues, and also you purchased your house in 2020 at a 2.5%, I think, didn't she say 2.5% interest rate? And now you're having water issues 3 years later, doesn't sound like a problem to me. Sounds like you got
could have happened.
Yeah, and you have a ton of equity in your house, you have a low rate, and 3 years later you're having issues like any normal homeowner would, And honestly, some homeowners have had issues 6 weeks later. It just comes with the territory.
My best advice is to get a warranty, a home warranty, which is a monthly payment. But when I owned, we had a home warranty and we used it a few times. We got a new refrigerator. Our refrigerator crapped out. It was a few years after we bought the house. It would have been ridiculous if we were we had an inspection and they didn't catch that the refrigerator.
3 years was entirely too long to.
But a home warranty can really save you a lot of money.
I think I tell my clients, you can get a home warranty. I recommend that you get a home warranty if you have older systems, right?
Yeah.
But just make sure that you do your due diligence, you check, what the home warranty covers, because I do share my experience that my colleagues, you two, have had really good experiences with home warranties. Kristen got $3,000 covered in.
Oh no, better than that. It was a full HVAC replacement.
Nice.
It was a $10,000 unit. We were out of pocket $1,600. Now, we didn't have AC for a full month, and dealing with the warranty company, full disclosure, is absolutely terrible. but I'm willing to keep my house under warranty for the same exact reason. I'm willing to do it because if my systems are older, that is money well spent. But you do need to know the limitations on warranties. They do not cover everything.
Right.
So your roof is probably not covered.
Faucets, things like
Or
that.
they have different packages where like it can
For
be
us,
covered.
a lot of our appliances were a little bit dated, and so we got the home warranty, and we use it for our refrigerator, our dryer, and our furnace.
I love that.
Yeah.
But I think another piece that a lot of people miss is the sewer inspection. And I know you can speak to this, Amanda.
For sure.
We don't typically do sewer inspections in a typical home warranty. It's not part of the normal, I guess,
And a home warranty or inspection.
home inspection. Sorry, Amber. So if this comes up all the time in Delaware, if you have an older home, sewer problems come up all the time. You can get warranties put on your sewer lines as well.
Or artesian.
Yeah, Artesian offers a really good plan. There's a few other warranty companies that I've worked with on both sides as a customer and from a billing standpoint. But Artesian, by far, because it's local, they're like the number one for anything internal plumbing, water coverage, like your main water service that comes into the house, and also the sewer. But like a lot of other warranty companies, they won't cover faucets. They won't cover things like your toilet internals, things like that. But that's normal. But what I like about them is that they are local and you know who you're talking to, and you're not, calling a 1-800 number to get service right away. And they are really good about explaining your coverages to you, as opposed to some of the other warranty companies. Like, you would be surprised at how many homeowners don't even know what's in their policy. And it is the homeowner's responsibility to know what packages you're buying and your coverages, because sometimes when it's not covered, they're like, oh my God, I paid all this money for this warranty, and now I have to come out of pocket $3,000-$4,000 for XYZ, and I just thought I had the coverage. So, but Artesian definitely by far, I think, is the best for like sewer, water, and internal plumbing.
Good to know.
It is good to know. And I think people don't realize that that's not part of their home inspection. And then those types of problems crop up, a year later, 3 years later, and you could have gotten yourself coverage. So that's just a little note there.
In all the home inspections that the inspectors that our clients have used, they do have a recommendation for a sewer scope. That's up to the client to get one. And also, like, my perspective of like being a homeowner and like having water issues after purchasing a home, like, I understand the frustration. And in those situations, like, you want to have somebody to blame, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, I did the same thing. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe this happened to me, blah, blah, blah. I empathize. I did the same thing, but being on the other side of it now, I realize like there are things that I could have done to do a little more due diligence, or realize, hey, you're a homeowner now,
But to play devil's advocate, we also, like Caitlin said, don't know what the conversation was between this homeowner and her agent. And not all agents are equal. And maybe that agent did put pressure on them, that they felt like they needed to do this. And yes, they won the deal. They got the house. They probably were in a multiple offer situation. I can almost guarantee it. So that was a win, but they may not have fully understood what they were waiving when they did it. There's all kinds of contingencies that we can do to protect the buyers, but every single one of them does get factored in by the seller. So the sellers are looking for the least number of hoops to jump through. The buyers are looking for the best way to protect them from buying basically a lemon and being out of pocket a lot of money.
Right.
And the real estate agent's job is there to educate them so that we can find a balance in a competitive market and get the goal of getting that house while also managing the seller's expectations.
It's
a
almost
balancing act.
It's almost like I always say, like, in real estate, it's like we're doctors, right? We're like, oh, hi, like, welcome to my office. Okay, so here are your issues, and here's where you want to be, right? So my recommendations are you can do X, Y, Z. We can have surgery. You can take this medication. Like, here's my recommendations, right? Here's the side effects of all these recommendations. Like, doctors are not fortune tellers. We are not fortune tellers. Like, we are here to advocate for you. We're here to educate you. We're here to take you through that process and give you, as much information as possible to make the best decision. But at the end of the day, it is your decision. And if you have any questions, you have to ask. You have to go a step further. It just is what it is. I mean, and you said over-educating. So I just had a showing yesterday with a client that I met. We did a full buyer consultation. I sent an email afterwards. I give all of this information about the process. And, she still had questions about things that we had talked about, information I gave her. And that's normal. That's totally normal because it's a lot of information. So, again, to play devil's advocate, don't know what that conversation was, but you can be a really great agent that provides a bunch of information, and it can
Get lost in translation.
yeah, like,
Absolutely.
our brains can only hold so much.
Yeah.
We're humans.
And it's very nuanced. Real estate's very
Oh my gosh.
So it is our job to make sure that they understand what they're getting into.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
But at the end of the day, if you are out there looking for a house and you need an agent to educate you and you want to know the full picture of what you're walking into, hire one of us. We will happily walk you through the process.
We're going to make sure that you're not going on a local mom Facebook group 3 years from now complaining that you didn't get the best possible service.
Yes. That's our goal on it.
we'll hold you accountable, give you information. Yeah. Call us. Don't avoid all that. Just call us.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to That Delaware podcast. We really appreciate it. We'll see you next time.
Bye. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of That Delaware Podcast. Be sure to follow us on Instagram at That Delaware Podcast and our team page at RosaioTeam_real estate. And of course, if you have any real estate or Delaware questions, feel free to reach out.